farmers. Any questions, details, things to follow up? Not only will meet you around to discuss at the break and after, but also emails are on all the brochures. Send us notes. If you think of something a week from now, don't be shy. Let us know. So now with that as the sort of the futuristic overview and backdrop, we're now going to focus in on a couple of topics that are germane to that. One that was touched on is this notion of mobility and different platforms and things like that, and how we're already innovating in Anaheim. So where's Dave? There he is. Dave Brown, I think, is the best in town.
Got one of these. In fact, I'll be willing to bet quite a few of you got more than one of these. Can you guys hear me okay? Do I need to switch the microphone on? Okay.
Microphone.
So the first time I saw that statistic that said there's now more PDAs in the United States than people, I thought to myself, that doesn't sound right. How can that be right? And then I looked to my left and my wife was sitting with a personal cell phone and a work cell phone and her iPad and her tablet. And I said, it is right. We got tons of these things. And these things are brilliant. Not only can you communicate, you can talk with them, you use phone, text, you can take pictures, all that pictures this year we're taking on iPhones and iPads. But you can talk to them and they'll talk back to you and they'll give you useful information. So we got to make sure that we actually have this as part of any plan that we have when we're doing business for our customers, for the customers of Anaheim, and the people who visit here. You now live in a constantly connected 4G is fast. It's amazing. I watched a football game from the UK. Actually, they call it football. We call it soccer. Okay? I watched Liverpool play Tottenham Hotspur, and it was brilliant. It was fast. It was right there. 4G. Couldn't believe it. So not only do we have this great hardware on our hips, but we expect to be able to do business there. And that's really what I'm here to talk about today. So all the things that I'm going to tell you about today exist. Right? So we've got a couple of City of Anaheim mobile apps. We have My Anaheim, which is something you get from the iStore. And the citizens download it and they can do stuff with it. We also have something called the My Community Resources, which is not quite as nice as My Anaheim, but it's a slightly different kind of application. It's actually browser-based. It's not an app that can go from the from the App Store. It looks very similar. The technology in the development of these applications is getting good, really fast, so we can do more with browser-based kind of applications than we can with the actual app systems. So I'm going to tell you a little about those two applications. And thank you very much to Chris Carter at very short notice came in, and he's going to tell you about two applications that the planning department has developed. One of them enables them to apply for permits online with one of these, or with an actual computer.
Dave, can you speak louder or turn the mic on, please?
And the other is an application that's developed for people to get in and look at property info. And then lastly, we have something in the back there. Harish has got an application called Community Emergency Reporting System. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to be able to show that, but he is in the back and he'd be more than happy to show you that to you. And then a little bit later on in ensuring public safety, and Tina Solecki will actually do a presentation about that. So at this point in time, I'm going to do some computer calisthenics. I'm going to try and switch from that to show you an actual application. So sorry, Grace, to
More nerd geek stuff. Computer calisthenics. I'm not sure I've heard that.
I just made it up. All right. So I can't put this on the screen very easily. There's no good way to do it. So what I've done is I'm using this emulator program that we used to develop just to show you around My Anaheim. So it's not so much that I want to show you My Anaheim, but what I want you to do is think about how you can use something like this in your department. So this is the front door. That's a nice pretty picture of My Anaheim. There's a number of things that we can do. First of all, we can request city services. And this is where some of the really nice features about these devices is it's GPS enabled. So you notice the location here? It's still there already because it knows where I'm at. Okay? And I can put in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that put in the graffiti with this. So I can report graffiti. Now notice there's quite a few other things that I can do. But this was actually developed specifically. It started for reporting graffiti. And so I'm going to report with graffiti. It'll ask you what kind of service it's on. And I'm going to say it's on a wall. And it says, do you have a picture? Think about it. Here it is. Click. I can add it in here. Beautiful, right? I can't do this because this is not a real iPhone, but what I'll do is I'll get something out of the library, the local photo library, just to show you how it works. And let's just take any picture. Okay, and I can put in some words. And let's just say hello. Not to waste too much time. And yes, I can spell. Doesn't look like it, does it? And at this point in time, I click next. And it'll ask me more information about myself, my phone number, email address. I can choose to be anonymous if I wish. At this point in time, I'm ready to submit this request, and off it goes. Now, what this has done is it's sent a request to Anaheim, what's called Anaheim, Anytime Anaheim. You can actually put requests into that without using this application, but it's a place where Anaheim people now will go and look. People that staff that application can go say, here's a graffiti request, I need to go take care of it, right? But we've done it here directly from this application. There's a number of other things, and just to be real quick and not take too much time, there is a city calendar, so this tells me what's going on at any date and time. And then I can zoom down and it tells me a lot more information about it. And we can also get more city information. So this is just a general information sort of place to go. So for example, it'll tell you about where the fire stations are. One of the interesting things, and this is another nice thing about devices like this, is when you see a phone number like that, if you actually click on it with the real app, it will dial it for you. You do not have to punch the number in. So again, making use of the better aspects of this. One of the nice things I like about this particular application is it keeps track of the things that you are requesting from the city. So that graffiti report that I just put in today, September 25th, is actually in there. So you've now got a record that I reported on this date and time, and if you click on it, it'll give you all the details. When they take care of that request in Anaheim, Anytime, and they say complete or done, it communicates back to the iPhone and set that status to complete done, so you know that what you've asked for has been done. The last part of this that I want to show you is the fact that we can put other applications up here as well. So Anaheim Library has an application which you can connect to directly from here. If you don't have it on your phone, it will take you to the App Store so you can download it and install it. But it also allows me, for example, to go to this one, which is the second one that I wanted to tell you about, which is called My Community Resources. And what this does is it allows you to look for things. So it's a pretty simple app. And if you want to find out where, for example, the parks are, click on that. A whole bunch of little logos come up, and you can see there's tons of them. I'm probably going to have to zoom in, all right? So there we are. So I can select that one. And it tells me all about it. If I click on the website, it will take me directly to the website. If I click on the phone number, it will call it for me. If I click on the address, it will say, do you want to get directions to it? Yes, I do. I'm not sure why that came up, but anyway, I have the option now to click on directions, and it will then go and figure that out and come back to me. So you can put in the location other than the one you're at. So the general idea is that directly from your phone, out there driving, well, not driving the car, don't recommend you do that. But if you're sitting around on the bench and you want to find out something, you can get all that on your iPhone. So imagine this, in closing, think about this. Who remembers, who listens, who watched Big Bang Theory? Anybody? All right. Remember Raj's love affair with Suri? Suri, what kind of wine do I have with my pasta tonight, right? Can you imagine saying, City of Anaheim, I want to report some graffiti. Do you have a picture? Oh, hold on a sec. Thank you. Where are you? Well, just use my GPS location. Okay. Can you imagine that? Now, I'm not saying that's available to you today, but the way that this technology is developing, I can see that as being something that might be important.
One's e-permit application for the building division, the other one's property info. So e-permit was built by HP staff, property info was built by our technology section, GIS staff. So the reason for the e-permit application is because, and trying to adjust the various slides here, time is money. So our idea is that business owners, contractors, even homeowners, if they're sitting in our lobby for hours waiting for the counter staff to help them, that's time that they're not making money in the business, they're not spending time with their family. So we want to cut those lines now, not just because it's rude to have people waiting, but because time is money, as we said. So here's our goals for the project. We're to shorten the wait make sure these all tie in together. And also, it has to work on any device. Over half of web traffic is done from smartphones now, so we cannot restrict to laptops and desktop computers. So here's just some screenshots. I'm not going to demo how it works. We came from paper applications like this, several pages thick. No one likes filling out forms like this, right? So people would fill these out. They would take it to counter staff after the long wait. The counter staff would have to type all that same information back in the computer. Horribly inefficient. So now, using this, these are actually screenshots from the desktop computer, but on a smartphone it formats very nicely. HP did a great job on that. And so they type in the information, and then including all their contact stuff, and it can save, if you can create a login and save your information if you're a repeat customer. At the end of this, it sends you an email telling you to go to the planning department counter. When you go to the counter, you give them your email address, and they just review the information, hit a button, and it goes right to type mark of permit system. So all the paper part of it's completely gone. And so they can do it from home, from their office, before they come to City Hall, and therefore shortening the wait times. So we've done, there's 7 permits in the building division. We've done 2 out of the 7, so we're working to get the rest of those done in the near future. Now the next application is property info. So one of the goals of the planning department is to attract and keep businesses in the city, because obviously it creates employment, brings in sales tax money. And when people are looking to locate a business, obviously whether you're looking to buy a house or start a business, location is the most important thing. So using GIS, we can help people find the best location for their businesses. A lot of cities provide, through the economic development, they provide information like what you see here. They'll give you the zoning of a property. They'll tell you what kind of people live in the area. But we have yet to find anything that ties everything together the way we have with this application. And we needed to make sure it works on tablets, because all the brokers we talked to before we started building this said they use iPads out in the field. They don't want to be tied to their desk, to a laptop. So we had to make sure it works on tablets. So here's a screenshot that I'm actually going to grade and try a live demo here. Okay, just like Dave did, it works great on a tablet. I designed it to work with fingers really well, but it's kind of hard to hold the tablet and show you guys at the same time. So I'm going to show you on the laptop. It works the same. Okay, so we're tying in 3 things here. We're tying in the city information, what the zoning is on the property, the title that you have, what you can do with the property. We bring in active real estate listings. Once a week, so we show what's actually available in the city to buy or lease. And we also bring in some demographic information, the kind of people that live in the area we're looking to locate the business. So the example I'm going to use is, say we have the owner of an auto repair shop in a neighboring city, Wayne Park or Fullerton. They want to move to Anaheim, so obviously we're better. Cheaper utilities, and it's a better place to run a business. So I'm going to say I want to find a location for business, and I want to do retail. And I probably want about 5,000 square feet. So I'll just give it a little space, 4,000 to 6,000. So right now you can see there's little pins that pop up. And like I said, these are currently available real estate listings. I can click on any one of these and get a little bit of information, a photo. And so now I found one that actually says specific use automotive. So I'm interested in that because that's what I'm looking to do, is locate an auto repair shop. So I want to get a little more information. I'm going to say select parcel. And now you can see immediately it zooms in and it gives me some basic information like the zoning. Now I can click on this and pull up the zoning code. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. They might just call it planning county at that point. But the interesting thing we have here is I can pull up the land use permits, and you can see they have several CUPs already for tire shops, retail, or automobile repair. So that saves them a lot of money. They don't have to get another CUP for this property. So now they found a good match. The last step is to do a 1 mile radius. So that green circle is 1 mile around the property, and then there's some basic stats. 34,000 people live in that mile radius around there. Median age is 31, number of employees and all that. If they want even more information, they can run a custom report here. I'll do retail goods. And again, this is all completely free to our citizens, to the public. A lot of other cities might charge money for these kind of things. So now I can load up this nice PDF report. I don't know if you can read it up there, but there's information like transportation. And the average household spends $900 a year on vehicle maintenance. So a lot of really nice